What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, I finally got my Peak Design Micro Clutch Kickstarter shipment, and it came at the perfect time because it came right as I was headed out the door to go do a photo shoot for some clients, and it allowed me to get some real world testing of it in for you guys to give you more than just like, oh, my first thoughts on it when I look at it, right? Now, first off, I really liked the original clutch because I just like holding on to my camera versus having a strap everywhere, but it never quite set right with me. Like I couldn't get my fingers exactly where I wanted to feel comfortable. So I stopped using it and I mostly use this little cuff thing now because it, keeps everything secure and really tight, and I'm not worried about it going anywhere, especially when we're hiking or out running and gunning or something. Like, this is really nice. But I was excited to try out the micro clutch because I do miss just holding my camera like I used to when I first started, right? And I think there are some situations where I'm here or downtown or just, light activities where I would still really like a clutch. So I backed the Kickstarter immediately. Plus, there were great deals on a lot of stuff that I just couldn't pass up. Like I have had this carbon fiber tripod since the Kickstarter for it, and this has been my favorite tripod I've ever had. It packs down so small, it's so light. Like it has been to many countries with me, and it will continue to go to many more because it just has most all of my needs. I do wish it had like a panning head that you didn't just have the wobbles with, but they could update just the head and I could buy a new one and put on there, and that would be cool. That would be a good update. Hey, Peak Design, that'd be cool. But anyway, here lately, I've been so busy with stuff, I kind of forget a few things, especially if I'm doing like an early morning shoot where I've got to like go somewhere like real early to get there for sunrise or just that morning light. And there have been a couple of times where I've forgotten this thing and I'm like, had to turn around and come back immediately. So I decided to just get an aluminum one and throw it in my Jeep. And that way I just have one that's always in my Jeep. And, if I'm going on hikes or big things, I will be sure to bring this because I have a lot of time to plan. But this will always be there in the Jeep just in case. So if I forget it, I always have a tripod and I don't have to worry about it. I like not having to worry about things and not having to think about taking things on or off or loading things up if I can help it. So that's what I did. And that's pretty much the rest of my purchases because like I love the capture clip. I use it all the time, but I got another one because I have a bag around here that doesn't have a capture clip on it and I want to do that. So if I have my 45 liter, it now has a capture clip. If I have my 20 liter, if I have my 30 liter capture clip on those. And now if I use my 30 liter travel backpack, I will have a capture clip on it for that. So I don't have to wonder if it's there or if I remembered to unscrew it and add it to it. I know it's probably silly and probably very lazy, but I don't like to think about things like that. Like I said, if I can help it. So I just find solutions. And then, of course, with all of that, you got extra capture plates, like capture plates galore, which is awesome because I use them for everything and I'm always needing more. Like I have them on lenses, I have them on my lights here, I have them on my 360 camera and my poles and all of that stuff. So then I can attach those to the tripods if I need to. I just use a lot of capture clips. So having extra of those is great. And then the next thing I got in the little bundle was this leash here. I've always wanted to try one out because it's just, like I said, I don't use like the neck straps, like the actual camera straps very much. And I feel like this one would be a nice one to have that I could forget about having on just in case I was in a situation where I just wanted to like have it hanging by my neck. So I just got it to try it out and see and give it a go. It's just, it's there if I need it. It's one of those things. But yeah, I was just curious about that, so I wanted to try it out. But then I also got a few of the mobile things because they had some great deals on the mobile products. And one of my most used mobile products, and I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but it's this little tripod here. Like, this thing is so cool. I use it all the time. And it's so good. I really wanted my friend Justin to have one and use it because he has a lot of the same scenarios going on that I like it for so much. Like having it at work or having it to shoot stuff while you're doing like behind the scenes so you can shoot that with your phone. Really cool stuff, right? And I use it so much. So I gave him mine and I just ordered it from the Kickstarter and I was like, I'll get a new one whenever I get it. The next thing I got is this wireless charging vent mount because I really like their wireless charging mounts, like the little flip up one for home, the ones for the car. And I got one for Heather in her car, but since she's a teacher and she parks outside and there are like no trees in their parking lot, it's getting so hot towards the spring and summer of like her, school year that it's melting that 3M pad on the dash. So I put another one on, like I got another one to just kind of see if it was maybe just that one, but just in case it's not, and it is actually the 3M pads are just getting so hot, I got this to kind of fix that, and hopefully it will do that. Just a bunch of little quality of life stuff that I got with the micro clutch, but you guys are here for the micro clutch. I could talk about any of this. If you guys have questions about any of this, I use it all the time. And I'm more than happy to talk about it because there's some things that have been awesome. There are some of the products that I'm like, but they all kind of like depend on your situation. So just ask away and I'll be more than willing to talk. But now let's talk about the micro clutch, and let me change cameras because it's on the one that I'm currently shooting on. So now let's talk about the star of the show, right? The micro clutch itself. Like I said, I started with the clutch and it was okay, but for whatever reason with my fingers, I never could get quite the right spot. So it never really felt right. And then I switched over to this, and this thing has been great. I like just slipping it on my wrist and using it. But there are times where I just like holding my camera like this. It's comfortable, it's nice, it's easy. And if I'm not like out and about in hiking or something more active, then I don't feel like I need all this extra security and I just want to pick things up and grab it. And I thought this would be a good solution, so I wanted to try it out. And Peak Design usually doesn't miss when they actually design something. So it may not fit your particular needs, but at least you will know that it's not going to be a bad version of whatever it is, right? So I was like, heck yeah, let's try it out. Then it just so happened to work out today that I was able to get it and go on an actual shoot with it. And if you guys don't know, I've mentioned it on here before, but I don't know what you have watched or haven't. I do a lot of product photography and real estate photography along with the animation stuff. And so today I was doing some real estate photography, so I was very excited about getting this and going with it, right? Setting it up was pretty easy. There's magnets in the bottom and it just kind of sticks it right there. And then you just give it a little twist. And this thing is actually super easy to use, this little tool. You just push it in and pop it out. And like, there it is. And like, that's nice. It just works really well. And you can loosen it or tighten it like right there and then stick it back in there. And I'm not worried about losing that after using it. I was worried about it when I was looking at the Kickstarter because I'm like, what if it falls out? But once you feel the magnet in here, it's I mean, listen to this thing. That is a sturdy magnet, so it'll stick really well. But super easy to set up, and then you just lash it in with this little piece here. It's like a push through, and you just push it in and then send it through your little eyelet thing here and then clip it back on and you're good to go. And I also added another anchor clip back up here. So just in case I was in a situation where I did want to use my leash, I could do that without having to remove it. Because again, I'm inherently lazy and I don't like to deal with all that extra stuff, right? So I did that, but it's honestly worked great. It feels a lot more comfortable than the last one. Like I can get my fingers into hitting record and like the shutter button really easily. It's not an issue. It was in the original one. Already a big update. The other thing that I like is the other one was so thick and so padded that it made my hand very sweaty. Like I'm down here in Georgia and it gets hot and humid down here. So it's a big deal for me. Might not be for you where you live, but anyone in the South will adore the new lightweight design and breathable. But it feels comfortable. I didn't have any issues with it feeling uncomfortable. This thicker piece here is movable, so you can just move it up and down to kind of fit wherever your fingers go. And I just put it across my first three, and it works really well. Like that's a really good fit for me. Yeah, comfortable, does what it says it's supposed to, works great for just holding and flopping around and being nice and easy with your camera, right? Like I said, I don't think I'll trust it when I'm hiking or really truly running and gunning, and I'll still use this leash. But there are situations in here, being here and being downtown or wherever, like that I'm just not doing as much physically, that this would be perfect for, because it just makes it feel light and breezy and the setup's so much better. Like even just compared to this is so much lighter and more out of the way. And I like the fact that you do have the ability to add a capture plate on there, and because I'm, like I said, I'm using all these tripods, right? And it just works well. So it is a very niche product, right? And I know a lot of people were like, seemed bummed out when Peak Design announced this as their Kickstarter. I sort of get it, but at the same time, I think as Peak Design gets larger, because so many of us have been there since Capture Clip 1, right? And I think as they get larger, even the niche things that they release have a market, and it may not be for you, and you're used to everything Peak Design being for you. And so I think that's where a bit of the bummer comes in, but this is a good product if you like to use your camera that way. It's not for everyone, and it doesn't have to be. It's not going to win people over if you don't like using your camera just gripping and ripping it, right? Then you're not going to ever like a product like this. If you do like that, it is a very well designed version of that that you will enjoy. But yeah, it's well made, it's comfortable, and if it's something that you would need for the way you work, then you will enjoy it. And you know, it's not really something that you have to have as a photographer or a videographer, but if it fits in with the way you work and just makes your life easier, which apparently this video is all about, because that's been my whole sort of philosophy with this whole purchase that I'm just now realizing. I didn't do realize that before, but yeah, like literally everything I bought is because it will make my life and my productivity as a creator, as a videographer, as a photographer, it will make it easier, quicker, more efficient, and it will serve me in about half of what I do. And then I've got other solutions for the other half, but it's just less that I have to think about or worry about. That's great. Like life is freaking tough, people. And anything you can do to make it better, right? Like make it easier, make it less stressful, bring it on. So if you think this would increase your workflow, or if it's something that would help you out, then get it. If you don't think it's something you'll like, then you'll probably never like it. And I don't think they're trying to convert you to using it, because they offer a ton of other tools for camera security, right? You don't have to get everything, but if it makes it easier, get it. But yeah, I mean, that's just my opinion on it. Like, obviously, I didn't get sponsored by them. They didn't send me any of this. I paid my hard-earned money for all of this, and this is my honest feelings about it. If you have any more questions about it or any other Peak Design stuff, just let me know, because I have probably an unreasonable amount, but I really like it all, right? So I can definitely answer questions about Peak Design products if you want me to. I'll answer them in the comments below. If it's longer, I'll make a video about it. If you could, please give this a like and a comment. All that kind of stuff really helps me out, and I really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel already, please do. And as always, I hope to see you out there. All right, bye. I'm shaking the camera. Ugh, I'm too big for my own good.